Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all are doing okay. Hang on just a second. I gotta put my apron on or I'll have a terrible mess all over me. Probably will anyway, but oh well. I decided I wanted to have muffins for breakfast in the morning, so I thought I'd go ahead and get them done today and bring you guys along with me as I do those. My grandkids really like these. I've only made them a couple of times, so I'm kind of having to follow my recipe book. They're really good. I make the big ones. I don't make the small ones, I make the bigger ones. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I've got to take a couple of eggs and put those in and get those beat up and keep it from rolling off the table. Put a couple of eggs in there. Get those in. Rinse my hands off. Or wipe them off at least with the dish rag. And then pour my milk in. Or butter in. Melted butter. It's a half a cup of melted butter. 2 eggs. I want my oven. Let me pop that door so it'll hush. A cup of milk. Get the lid back on there. It's cross through. Put that all in. And a teaspoon. I think it's a teaspoon. Yeah, a teaspoonful of vanilla. I just kind of eyeballed it. I like a little bit of extra vanilla in mine anyway. And then just beat those all up. Hope everybody's having a good week. It's almost over with. It's Thursday. Get those all stirred up in there. Wipe my hand off again. I make the awfulest messes when I'm trying to cook. And you'll add a tablespoon of baking soda, or baking powders, I'm sorry, excuse me, and a half a teaspoon of salt. Get that all in there, stir it up really good. And 2/3 of a cup of sugar. Stir that all up. And that takes, then you gotta put 2 cups of flour, just all-purpose, plain old all-purpose flour. I try to use the unbleached myself. I just prefer it. But I put that in there. Don't try to dump it all in at once or you'll have a terrible time trying to mix it all up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take my egg beater out and grab a spatula and get that in there. Help me on the stirring a little bit. Stir that all up. It's a very simple recipe. There's not a whole lot of anything to it, just pretty basic recipe, but it's a really good recipe. The muffins turn out really good. And like I said, my 3 biggest critics, they will absolutely tell Nanny for sure whether or not they like it. And then your blueberries, if you have fresh is better. The fresh ones I thought I had, I messed around and left them too long and they ended up going bad on me. But anyway, it'll take 2 cups of fresh or frozen. Now if you have the frozen, you want to rinse them really good and then pat them dry before you put them in your batter, because then they'll be too moist if you do. So just put those in. and then just fold them in. Don't really stir them real rough. Just kind of fold them in good where they're blended in your muffin mix good. I don't like using the frozen ones as well as I do the fresh, because they do, even if you do rinse them and pat them dry, they still get a lot of moisture in them. But it's a quick and easy recipe. Grab a spoon and break that off. Down in there. And then I have just a cookie dough. It's the medium one, I think. And I just put it in my, I put lined with the cupcake liner so they don't stick to my thing, my pan. And just fill them 2/3 of the way full. And that made a mess. Well, so much for that idea. Just take that one out and get a different one. The object of the game is to get them in the muffin liner instead of the mess everywhere. But apparently, like I said, I can't cook without making a mess anyway, so that's okay. Easy fix. Now, back to trying to get these in here. I hope everybody's been doing good. Having a good day, good week. I was on here yesterday and working on the rug. Hope if you're watching those that you're making yourself a rug. We're gonna have just a few more, so we're gonna end up having to make a small one. I've only got the one big muffin pan. I'll put a little extra in there and let them rise a little higher. Kind of overfilling them, I guess, but that's okay. Let me grab another muffin pan. Hang on just a second. Great old big muffin pan to make 2 or 3 muffins, but that's all right. Thought once we get these in the oven, we'll pop out and see how my dry beans are doing while these are cooking. See if they're ready to go ahead and pick. I hope. They should be dry enough. Just have to wait and see when we get out there. Get these in there. Scrape the sides of the pan, the bowl. Garden season's pretty much over with. I got my chow chow made. It's all, I ended up with seven pints of it. It all sealed, so I'm thankful for that. But anyway, we're gonna stick these in the oven, 375 for 20-25 minutes, just depends on your oven, and get that done. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these popped in there right quick. Okay, I did a happy medium on the timer and put it at 22 minutes. And we'll go ahead and go out to the garden and see what we got out there. And then hopefully by the time we're done out there, or close to, excuse me, our muffins will be ready to go. Okay, let's see what we can do. Looks like we're gonna have a few dry beans for seed. Might accidentally get enough to put some up and just put them in jars and save them. And that way if I want to, I can cook some dry beans this winter. I don't know if you can hear the rattle. Dry beans in there. My other beans in my little garden, they seem to be still producing. I might get another picking off of them. I don't know. But I'm getting kind of tired. The season's coming to an end. And I'm about ready to be done with the garden for the year. I debated on whether I wanted to put out a fall garden or not, a few fall beans, but I don't know. Got a lot of irons in the fire right now. So many different projects I want to get done. I don't know if a garden is something I want to deal with. It's a lot of extra work being put on myself. But that's okay. Sometimes busyness keeps us from being too idle. Don't know about you guys, but if I'm too idle and don't do much, then my mind overworks, and that's the last thing I need. Looks like the wind is going to play havoc with some stuff, so I'm going to try to see if I can't do something with this camera. I'll see if that holds a little better. Kind of propped you up against the line. See if I can shake you loose here by pulling on the beans. But I've got a few little blooms still left. I don't know if you can see that one or not, but they're still trying, but I don't think they're going to do anything. I'll probably just leave them alone though till the last draw. See what happens. Might get enough off of them if it rains any, cools off and rains any, I might get enough off of them to have one more mess of fresh green beans out of this one. I know I will the other ones. That little lower little garden seemed to be doing better this year than the big one. That's where I got all my tomatoes planted. They seem to be doing good. Having to pick in different sections and move around a little bit because some are ready and some aren't. But that's okay. I'll get what I can get. Have any of yous ever done leather breeches? I tried it one year. Didn't do too bad. I kind of liked them. It was a way of preserving beans several years ago. A lot of people probably don't even know what leather breeches are anymore. Sorry about that, guys. The wind is just too much. I'll talk to you in a second. right, so much for the bean picking. There just wasn't that many left on the vine that would have been good, so I thought I'd bring you down and quick trip down to the elderberries. We got about 9 minutes left on the muffins if they're done. And we'll take them out of the oven and see what we got. But I thought I'd take you down here and show you my elderberries while those are finishing up. You know, I think I told you earlier in the season that if we didn't get any rain that they were going to dry up. I came down yesterday and picked a Walmart sack full, but last year I got about 10 Walmart sacks full off of them, so that's the difference in the weather and it being so dry. It's just too dry to do anything this time of year, and especially this year. Last year wasn't as bad. It was dry, but it wasn't as bad as it is this year. It's not much good for growing things right now. Not in my part of the country. In some parts it's getting rain off and on. Temperatures, it's all hot everywhere, but I think the temperatures are, with the rain that folks are getting, temperatures are holding a little better than what they are here. We're supposed to get a pretty good cool down though this week, in the 70s for highs next week, a couple of nights down in the 50s. That'll be good. I'll enjoy that. But anyway, walk down here and look at these. If it does cool off, I've still got some green ones on here, but if it cools off, it might help them some. I might get the green ones that are green now, might go ahead and come out of it, but as of right now, the ones that's on there, they look like they're just ripe, but you get up close to them and look, they're dried up pretty bad. But the birds, it gives the birds something to eat, so that's okay. They spread the seed and then I get more elderberry bushes. But they just didn't amount to much this year. They dried up pretty bad. I don't know if you can see them real good, but that's them there. But anyway, and here's my apple tree. It's flat growed this year. Really happy with the way it's growed. It's pretty tall. But anyhow, I'm headed back up to the house. So I'll catch back up with you in just a minute. Okay, everybody. The two that was in the extra that I had that went in the muffin pan, I think they're done, but the bigger ones aren't quite done yet. But I'm going to go ahead and get those two smaller ones out. The bigger muffins, they don't like too much being done, but these are done here, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop those out of the muffin pan, and they're pretty warm, but that's okay. Get a hold of the paper and maybe it won't burn me. There we go. Got that one out. Set this over here on top of the stove. Now at one point in the video, I'm sure you've seen, the camera fell over. I thought I'd edit that out, and then I thought, nope, I'm not going to. That's just part of it. I don't want to edit the whole video just for one fall over of the camera because of the wind. But anyway, let me grab a little saucer and we'll see what we got with this muffin. The others will be done in a couple of minutes. They smell good. Turn that out on the platter. Oh yeah, they're blue where it was the frozen blueberries, but that's okay. I don't care. But I don't know if you can see, boy, they're hot. But I know they're gonna be good. I know they're a breakfast muffin, but we're going to pretend it's breakfast right now. Besides, I've ate breakfast for supper a lot of times at night. Seems like it's almost better. All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I ask that if you like it, subscribe, share. But most importantly of all, don't ever forget, Jesus loves you. God bless. Keep the faith.